There was some technical difficulties over there. I thought I was going to have to talk with Austen the whole time.
Yeah, I didn't want you to have to do that. So I wanted to
I
get
mean,
my
at the
mic
same
working.
time, I think it would have been fun, but that's just me.
It would have been fun.
Yeah, man.
You're toying with the MMA life now.
Yeah,
Is that
absolutely.
true?
Yes, sir. That's
awesome.
very true. That's very true. Absolutely.
I was thinking of this, Eddie, and thanks for joining us and jumping on. We've been trying to get you, I know, since you came back from Tokyo, but to go in the Winter Olympics and the Summer Olympics, and I'm thinking this coming in. I say there are some folks you talk to in our business and our industry that I always say, hey, you sit on the front porch when you're like 70-something years old and you tell your grandkids, hey, back then I either played this or did this, and I get to co-host with Austen. He played in the NFL. He's an MMA fighter. He's got like one of the most unique resumes you'll ever find. I mean, he drove Uber before he did this show, And
That's awesome.
now we're talking to you, and you're only the third American, I think, in history to participate in the Winter Games and the Summer Games. Congratulations, man. That's pretty awesome. How was it?
Oh, it was incredible. I mean, just to be a part of this elite group that I'm a part of now, I mean, I know that there are a bunch of athletes like Austen that deserve just as much credit as I do because, I just so happen to be lucky enough to, somehow fall into two sports that had the potential of being Olympic sports. So I'm honored to be a part of this group. I'm honored to be mentioned with some of the greatest athletes that ever walked this planet. I mean, it's been a whirlwind of emotions, man.
First of all, I appreciate you putting me in the same category as yourself. But, I mean, set aside from playing for the Jaguars, never really having a successful season, and then getting knocked out on national television, dude, you have me beat by a long shot in terms of winning some medals at the Olympics. To you, because obviously we talk about speed skating and we talk about baseball, what medal meant more?
I've been asked that question once, and it had me thinking a while of, which one meant more. And, although they're both very, very special, I'm going to have to give the credit a little bit more towards the speed skating one because of the amount of sacrifice that my parents had to make, being from Florida. And you don't hear many South Floridians on the ice much. So, the journey, being an Olympic athlete is all we have to look for is the Olympics. And baseball is a little different. It's a mainstream sport that we get to play every day in the course of our season. And, once we get to the big leagues, it's, everyday attention. So, but once in the Olympic world, you get one opportunity every 4 years, and then it just kind of goes away. So, to be able to bring it all together and come back home with a silver medal in skating, we'll probably have to take the cake on which one means more.
Eddie, obviously, when you captured the medal for speed skating, I believe it was part of a relay team, correct?
Right.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you think it's speed skating, it's still more of an individual sport than, baseball obviously being one of the ultimate team sports. Did you find that there was more pressure on you in the speed skating realm than there was in baseball?
Because at the end of the day, it's, you're kind of controlling your own destiny. And it's funny because in the world of short track speed skating, it's an unpredictable sport. So you can be the absolute strongest, the absolute fastest out on the ice, and, you hit a block and it's game over for you. But I did compete in every distance, individually and the team event. I had bad luck, and I had some silly mistakes as skating individually, but I was able to put it together. There's a little bit of different pressure, but at the same time, I don't know. I felt more pressure stepping up to the plate this go around than I did at the 2014 Olympics skating.
That's wild. Eddy Alvarez with us here on Action Sports Jax on ESPN690. I know you got batting practice and a game tonight, so really do appreciate taking a few minutes as you're back in the States. Has this been hard to process and kind of settle back in? You got a ton of interview requests, I'm sure. All your teammates are asking about it. I mean, you just did something, man, that few have ever done. Has it been hard to settle back into the baseball?
It's been a little harder to settle back into this time zone over here, to be honest. Just kind of jumping back into it. But, I've had unbelievable support from my teammates, my family, my friends, this organization, the Marlins. It's been easy coming back and settling in the sense of, everyone just supports me, and it's been absolutely incredible to share the stories. So I'm enjoying my time, man. I know these moments come once in a lifetime, and I'm just trying to do my best to slow time down. My son's going to turn a year already, which is crazy to think about. And I feel like this whole season in general, I blinked and it's going to be over soon.
Absolutely. Well, relishing all of it, and it's good perspective to have that it does go pretty quick. So everybody specializes in sports now. How did you grow up playing baseball and speed skating? I mean, the closest thing I've ever done to speed skating would be like, in the gym sometimes you do speed skaters, and it's always kind of cool. It takes me a little bit actually to figure it out, but once I get it, it's kind of fun. How did you manage both, and really who tipped you off on the speed skating stuff?
Yeah, so I come from a Cuban background. My entire first generation American. My entire family, my grandparents, my parents came over from Cuba. So I knew baseball was going to be a part of my life. My brother played it. Every family member basically played it. All my friends played it, especially growing up in Miami, which is like a mecca for baseball. So I always knew baseball was going to be a part of my life. And skating, I just so happened to grow up in the 90s going to South Beach. And back in those days, it was the cool thing to put on some rollerblades, your cassette player or Walkman, and, just kind of cruise the streets. And, I basically got scouted just by chance. Someone told me I should try the sport of speed skating, and I knew I wanted to become an Olympic athlete at a very young age. So I had to switch over to the ice because that was the only hope I had.
Wild.
Eddie, was there a party that wanted to play hockey, or was it always going to be speed skating?
Every day of my life, I've wanted to play hockey. It was my mother who did not let me play hockey. But it would my athletic career would be a lot simpler if I were just to play hockey. If you put speed skating and baseball together, you get a little hockey baby, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's true. Eddie, let's just get you on the Iceman just for fun. Would your contract allow you to do that?
If you guys can contact the Florida Panthers for me, I'll be more than happy to do a little tryout.
That is so cool, man. It's pretty awesome. We have a lot of local ties now. You have a teammate, Fishman, who played, and obviously Caleb Dressel and Ryan Murphy, and DeGrasse, actually, one of the fastest guys in the world, trains here at the University of North Florida. Did you see them over there in Tokyo? Did you interact with them? Do you know them? Obviously, you know your teammate.
Yeah, it's funny because being in the village, all USA athletes, primarily all USA athletes, were all in the Olympic Village. So I got to hang out with Dressel and talk with him a little bit, and it's just crazy when you see these guys on TV. They're like superheroes, but when you meet them in real life, and you're just kind of like in the same category as them. They're just normal dudes and chicks. Excuse my language. I know that's probably not what we should say, but these are just normal people, and everything that's going on right now with like the mental health and things like Simone Biles. It makes so much sense, and it kind of I'm lucky enough to witness it firsthand. That these are just normal people. They have problems just like everyone else. So it's really cool. I'm so happy I got to see their success through this journey, and it's great to be a part of Team USA with them too, man.
Eddie, of everything that you accomplished, maybe the coolest thing that you can add to your resume per se is the fact that you were a flag bearer for the Olympics. What was that like? How did that process come about? Did they come up to you and just say, hey, you're going to do it? Did they vote? What is that process like, and how did you feel doing it?
Man, there was like a whole selection process that took like a month or at least a few weeks, and I got I was mentioned by our CEO of Team USA Baseball, Paul Seiler, who mentioned that my NGB, which is the baseball team, voted me to be the flag bearer. So then I basically got chosen to go into this selection pool, and right before we left for the Olympics, we had a little camp in Cary, North Carolina, where the whole team met up, and Todd Frazier had kind of brought the group together and let everyone know that I was going to be the flag bearer. And I tell you, I lost it because there's a lot of sacrifice. This kind of, for me, solidifies the journey that it was all worth it. And just to be able to represent my city, my family, my culture, my all of baseball, really, because I'm the first baseball player ever to do it. It was such an honor, and man, what a privilege.
Eddy, in terms of your accomplishments so far, I mean, we went over a couple of them, and it's super impressive. Obviously the book of you, there's still many chapters to write. Where you sit right now, coming back from Tokyo, playing for the Shrimp again, what does that next chapter look like? Is the goal now to get back to the majors, or what are you looking to accomplish now?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as the Olympics were over, that's kind of a conversation I've had with a few of the upstairs bosses. The goal is to get back to the majors, as it's everyone's goal here in the minors to do so. So I'm just going to enjoy every day, every moment. Honestly, right now, everything feels like such a blessing to be able to come to a ballpark every day. All I've ever known is to be an athlete, and the fact that I, get to do that and on the wrong side of 30. It's an honor, and I'm just so happy I get to play this game every day.
Eddy Alvarez with the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. I know you probably got to get rolling, but do you sense the pride of everybody? Listen, I don't even know you, man, but I love having you on the show, and I love the fact that you play for the Shrimp, and you got this guy making history. I can imagine back in Cuba. I can imagine in South Florida, your teammates everywhere. I don't even know if you speed skate anymore. I mean, all the people that do you sense everybody's kind of level of pride? And, hey, man, that's my man Eddy Alvarez doing all that.
Oh, man, it's funny because my phone's been blowing up, and I'm trying to get around to replying to text messages and DMs and whatnot. But, just this journey took an army of people. And, this definitely felt like more than just a personal achievement. It's a lot more than that. I know it has a big significance to, the city of Miami, to my culture, but also people that have sacrificed just as much as I have. So, I'm trying to do my best and be the best person that I can be.
Well, you're doing a heck of a job of it. I know we got to get you going, but while you were away, the Shrimp have played pretty well, man. You guys trying to chase down Durham. Tough one last night. Heck, it was almost an awesome one last night, but do you feel like this team's playing pretty good ball?
Unbelievable ball. The pool of talent in this squad is unbelievable. The Marlins really outdone themselves to put the squad together here in Jacksonville. So, bright future ahead for the Marlins.
Hey, man, when everything settles back down, come join us again, will you?
Well, and for sure. And Eddy, keep in mind, man, one of my best sports as a kid was hockey. So I grew up playing hockey. The Iceman have asked me to come play for their minor league team. So if you're ever on the Jacksonville area, you want to skate sometime, man, maybe we can both make it to the NHL together. Hold each other accountable.
Absolutely. We'll throw in a little sparring session there too, all right?
All right, done, man. Yeah. You got a deal.
Not me, Eddy. I'll just throw you BP, man, or a fungo or something, all right? That's it.
Underhand toss.
Thanks, man. Good luck tonight.
All right, have a good one, guys. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. That's Eddy Alvarez, which is cool on a game day. I'm taking some time. Can you imagine the requests he's got?